time now for the PHL 11 o'clock news for this Tuesday night, March 3rd, 2015. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins here. Your 11 o'clock news at 9 here. Top story at 11 o'clock. Here is in Washington, where it had the trumpets of the State of the Union address, a packed and wrapped House chamber, suffocating security, lawmakers listening yells, and a powerful world leader at the microphone. Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel in a partisan chasm over the words of a man. In Montgomery, Alabama, the Alabama Supreme Court on Tuesday ordered that the state's probate judges should stop issuing marriage licenses to same-sex couples. That decision as follows. The face of the numerous rules by federal judges in Alabama and other states. Hillary Clinton is not the first senior government leader to conduct official business on personal email, a practice that, while discouraged, apparently has become widespread enough that Congress cited rules in its use late last year. More than 70 passengers aboard an Asiana Airlines flight that crashed in San Francisco 2 years ago have reached a settlement in their lawsuit against the airline. Attorneys for the passenger and airliner said in the court filing on Tuesday. Boston has a new school superintendent, and it is Tommy Chang as it was, deciding a 5-2 vote over the Pedro Martinez, not the baseball player. And Chang is a deputy school superintendent for Los Angeles, and he oversees 130 underperforming schools in that city. As Mayor Boston welcomes Chang's lectures, they provide leadership for the city's school system needs. A judge ruled of Phil Chisholm in the murder of Danvers High School math teacher Colleen Ritzer cannot be used at the murder trial, as he had pled not guilty in the case, as the Essex County DA's office is reviewing the decision, and Ritzer's family said that they have respected the court's ruling and is covenant that the law enforcement acted responsibly and lawfully in the investigation. Opening statements are expected tomorrow in the federal trial of Boston marathon suspect Johar Zarnev, and its 10 women and 8 men will be seated in the jury at the Boston Federal Court. Thousands of people have to be evacuated in southern Chile and Tuesday after one of the country's most active volcanoes erupted. Jakarta, Indonesia. 2 convicted Australian drug smugglers arrived Wednesday at an Indonesian island prison where they will be executed by a firing squad with 7 other foreigner prisoners, and Indonesian as a diplomatic squabbles persist over it. Iranian-backed Shiite Muslims and Sunni tribes have joined Iraq's military in a major operation to retake Saddam Hussein's hometown from the Islamic State group, the U.S. In Los Angeles, federal agents Tuesday executed search warrants at several Southern California sites, say they have connected to 3 multi-million-dollar birth tourism businesses that enabled thousands of Chinese women to travel here and return home. The U.S. Justice Department on Tuesday that found Ferguson, Missouri police used racially discriminatory tactics to start the new roundabout rage among the community leaders most active in the on-one protest there. U.S. retail Target Corporation on Tuesday said it planned to cut several thousand jobs mainly from headquarters locations as part of a restructure that will cut $2 billion in costs over the 2 years. Ford overall sales dropped 2% in February, while the top selling F-Series pickup line down 1.2%. It's been months. It was an intimate but fond farewell as family and friends paid their respects to Leonard Nimoy at his funeral Sunday morning, as Chris Pine and Zachary Quinto were among the only 300 guests at his funeral. Carrie Underwood and Mike Fisher would answer, rival as their baby son. Scientists may be one step closer to understanding whether life could have been forming in the methane lakes of the Saturn's largest moon, Titan. Comet 67P Chermanov Gerasimenko is a small body visited by the 2 spacecrafts in 2014, the Rosetta Orbiter and the affiliate lander, the European Space Agency mission lead. Collectively referred to as Rosetta, was the first to do extended observations. Analysts have severe drought in California and Syria offers clues to understanding the adaptation gap between rich and stable countries and poorer, less stable ones. In a study analyzing compliance with the North Carolina's electronic cigarette age verification law, scientists have observed that minors are easily able to circulate unless they should purchase electronic cigarettes from retail throughout the internet. Adults catch real flu about once every 5 years. Scientists calculate based on field study in China, as although many of us will feel ill more than often, other flu-like infections are usually become to blame, the international team says. Take a look at New England alerts here at 11:04 West Warwick, Rhode Island, 95 northbound area of exit 7 and vehicle, motor vehicle accident. So expect malaise that area, and Manchester New Hampshire, a 93 southbound at 293 northbound split, motor vehicle accident reported rollover. So expect some delays here. Peter Chell News Time, 11:05 here, and it is time now for a traffic report on this late Tuesday night. And it shows slow go on the highways, byways in New England due to the snowy and slicky and sleety weather here on this late Tuesday night here. And we got a couple of accidents here around the region here. 24 in the southbound side. We got an accident between exits 15 and 16 in Bridgewater section, so expect some delays here. 95 on the northbound side. We got an accident before Route 128 in Kenton, so expect some delays here. And we got 93 on the northbound side, an accident up in Redden around exit 37C, near the before the Anderson Transportation Center connect to route exit, so expect some delays here. As if you're riding around the highways, byways, New England, expect some delays and use some judgment here. And we got an accident on Route 2 on the westbound side before exit 59, Route 60 in Belmont and in Norton, so expect some delays here. And we got an accident on Route 2 on the eastbound side here. Up near Westminster, so expect delays here. And a look at the MBTA. Mattapan travel experiencing severe delays to a disabled train at Butler. Civil Line SL5 expected minor delays. Fitchburg South Acton Line train 430. 8:25 p.m. from Fitchburg delayed about 15 minutes today due to slippery rail. Framingham Worcester Line train 540. 9:30 p.m. from Worcester Union Station delayed today due to an earlier mechanical problem in 45 minutes. Franklin Line train 729. 10:35 p.m. from South Station delayed today 10-15 minutes today. Franklin Line train 728. 10:15 p.m. from Forest Park 495 canceled today. Kingston Plymouth Line train 05685 53 p.m. from Kingston delayed today due to an early mechanical problem 45 to 60 minutes here. Middleborough Lakeville Line train 028 9:25 p.m. from Middleborough Lakeville delayed today 20 to 30 minutes. Providence Stoughton Line train 830 10:10 p.m. from Wickford Junction delayed today due to an earlier mechanical problem 25 to 35 minutes. And Providence Stoughton Line train 825 8:15 p.m. from South Station delayed today due to an earlier mechanical problem 30 to 45 minutes here. Peter Chell News Times now 11:08. Time now for weather report. Our current conditions here in North Massachusetts at 11 o'clock. 34 degrees at temperature, light, snow, and fog, mist, humidity 92%. Wind speed south about 12, gusts of 21 miles per hour, barometer 29.88 inches, super about 32 degrees, visibility 3 miles, and wind chill about 25 degrees. Alright, let's take a look at our current conditions around the region here. 27 degrees at Logan Airport of Boston and Beverly and Gloucester. 24 in Bedford and Haverhill. It's 23 in Fitchburg, 22 in Worcester, 23 in Sturbridge, 26 in Webster, 27 in Milford, 20 in Norwood, it's 31 in Taunton, 32 in Bedford, it's 30 in Plymouth and Falmouth, 31 in Chatham, 20 in Parmesan, 32 in Cape Cod Bay and Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket. It's 36 in Buckhorn, 33 in Wesley, 32 in Providence, 20 in Smithfield, it's 35 in New York City, 34 in Innislip, 36 in Montauk, it's 38 in Bridgeport and New Haven, it's 32 in Danbury, 38 in Waterbury and Meriden, 26 in Hartford, 28 in Windsor Locks, 24 in Springfield, it's 23 in Greenfield, Massachusetts, 24 in Athol, Massachusetts, it's 26 in North Adams and Pittsfield, Massachusetts, 27 in Albany, New York, it's 26 in Glens Falls, New York, it's 21 in Bennington, Vermont, 29 in Barbara, Vermont, it's 29 in Bennington, Vermont, 20 in Barbara, Vermont, it's 24 in Lebanon, New Hampshire, it's 23 in Keene, Hampshire, 22 in Javin, Hampshire, 23 in Lockcornian and Concord and Manchester, New Hampshire, 24 in Nashville, New Hampshire, 25 in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, 27 up in Portland, Maine, here. Okay, let's take a look at our surface map around the country here. Shows station front from east of the Manitoba up in the Northern Ontario up in the over Quebec. Another station front from eastern British Columbia, stretching down for Idaho, down for The Intermountain region merged with a cold front for western Colorado. They have for northeastern Mexico. They have for western Texas. They have for Oklahoma. They have for Missouri, southern Illinois, up in Indiana. Down for western Ohio. And down for southeastern Michigan merged with a warm front for western Ontario. And then down for eastern Ohio. And then the peak front, western Ontario. Up in west Ontario, low pressure right there in eastern Ontario. Here. A cold front for North Iowa. Down for central Wisconsin, central UP, Michigan, up in Ontario. With the peak front up in the Ontario with low pressure. Get a foot by from central Ontario, stretching western Ontario, and up in the Manitoba. Get a station front from the Baja California of Mexico, and a station front from western Texas, down from northeastern Mexico. And for eastern Texas, get a warm front from North Louisiana, stretching out of Mississippi. And we got a warm station front down from Georgia out to sea. We got a cold front off the Florida coastline here for the East Coast. Front from New York State up to the Northern Vermont, New Hampshire, up in the northwestern Maine here. And we got a low pressure for the front bar off the Baja California, Mexico, and I got a front bar from central portions of California, damn food. 7 Nevada and down from northwestern portions of Arizona. Get a front bar with a low pressure down from New Mexico. Get a front bar from southwestern British Columbia, damn for the Western Oregon and northwestern California coastline here. 37 degrees in Detroit and in Washington, D.C. 47 out of Pittsburgh. 50 in Atlanta, Georgia. 76 in Miami, Florida. 70 in Brownsville, Texas. It's 51 in Dallas, Texas, 33 in Kansas City, and Chicago, Illinois, 20 in Omaha, Nebraska, 13 in Minneapolis, St. Paul, 12 in Great Falls, Montana, 45 in Seattle, Washington, 56 in San Francisco, 57 in Los Angeles, it's 51 in Las Vegas, 33 in Salt Lake City, Utah, 19 in Denver, Colorado, 59 in Phoenix, Arizona, and 50 out in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Here, okay, let us take a look at surface map here. Take a look at the radar situation here. Some snow showers in southeastern portions of Massachusetts and the Atlantic Cape and stretching up in the eastern Massachusetts and up in the northeastern portion of Massachusetts and stretching up in New Hampshire and stretching up in the Maine, down for eastern portion of Quebec, down for western portion of New Brunswick, down for western and west central portions of Nova Scotia here, and we're seeing some conditions. Reports some sleet around mid Cape around Hyannis and stretching on western tip and the Nantucket, and up around Martha's Vineyard here, and some sleet snow showers around the Providence suburbs, and some sleeting around western Kent County and then up in the northern Rhode Island, and covering much of central and western portions of Massachusetts, covering much of Connecticut. A lot of rain showers from the southern Rhode Island and down for the Connecticut coastline with some sleet around Bridgeport and raining around southwestern portions of Connecticut, stretching to southern New York State and stretching around New York City around Islip and Long Island here. And rain and sleet around Allentown and raining around eastern, southeastern Pennsylvania, around the Philadelphia area, around the Delaware Valley, down for central New Jersey, and coming much along Long Island out to sea here. And take a look at some snow and sleet around central portion of New York, spotty rain showers in west central portion of New York State, some rain showers in western Pennsylvania, stretching coming to much of Virginia, and stretching out of Ohio Valley, down for coming much of Kentucky, down for southeastern Missouri, down for Arkansas, coming much of southeastern Kansas, down for eastern portions of Oklahoma, and some snow showers in central portions of Missouri here. Some snow showers in coming in central Nebraska, stretching out for northeastern and west central portions of Colorado here. Spotty rain showers around west central portions of Texas and north central portions of Mexico here. And some rain showers in the northwestern portions of Arizona, down for south central portions of Nevada, down for southeastern portions of California here. Alright, let's take a look at satellite loop here, and it shows a lot of clouds coming to much of New England, stretching down in Great Lakes, down for the middle Mississippi Valley, down for eastern Kansas, Oklahoma, coming to much of western Texas, down for west central portions of Mexico here, and some patchy clouds coming from Kentucky, down for the Virginias and North Carolina out to sea here. And a lot of clouds coming to much of Canadian Maritimes, and a lot of clouds from Minnesota coming to much of the Dakotas, and coming to northern and central Rockies, and up to the southern Nevada, and down for southeastern portions of California here. And patchy clouds coming to much of western Canada here. Okay, let's take a look at forecast discussion around the country here. And it shows major storm system and cold front from the Rockies to the east coast. Quite cold by the end of the week east of the Rockies. A multifaceted winter storm will make its trek across the country over the next couple of days. And a strong cold front intercepted warm and humid air blast from the Gulf of Mexico will set the stage for widespread precipitation develop from the Summer rockets all the way to the southern New England coast, and it will be 2 main episodes of weather along the boundary. The first round of the first service flows that treks northward over the Great Lakes and into the southern Canada, and this will result in much warmer temperatures from the deep south to the Ohio Valley and Middle Atlantic region. Warm air infection within the warm section of the system will result in rain between the dominant precipitation type with any wintry precipitation combined to the well over the north of the Michigan and interior New England near. Thunderstorms also likely across Texas and eastward to the southeast United States, and local heavy rainfall will be possible. The second episode will have a more of a low pressure that develops along the cold front that tracks across the deep south. This time, there will be a much more cold air available, and the significant moisture over the run in the advanced cold air will be likely to be widespread sleet and freezing rain from the southern plains to the Tennessee and the southern Appalachians on the northern edge of the precipitation shield. A late season snowstorm is becoming increasingly probable from the Ohio Valley to the Middle Atlantic region on Wednesday night and Thursday, with winter storm watches and warnings already in effect. After this precipitation departs the region late on Thursday, another rare, the very cold weather can be expected to close out the work week here. And let's take a look at forecast discussion around the region here. A storm system moving up from the Great Lakes into Canada will bring a mixture of precipitation tonight. And early Wednesday, weak low pressure passes south of New England will bring in another round of snow Wednesday and Thursday as high pressure moves in for Friday throughout the weekend, bringing dry conditions with colder than normal temperatures as weekend front may bring some light snow showers on Monday here. New term until 6 a.m. Wednesday morning here. 10:35 p.m. update. Northern line mix up precipitation of the Boston AAT Corrilled. Coefficient product cold and city across northeast Connecticut and western central Massachusetts with mixed snow. Freeze rain reported mainly across the Connecticut Valley. It's down to the sea mixed reports further east under the latest MPING reports with SNPL at NWS Boston and reported some spotters mainly around an inch to 4.5 inches across higher trains of northwest weather out of these public info statements here. And now and dry air working in across central and west Massachusetts on latest K-Box AAT radar loop, but tended to fill in across North Connecticut, down in eastern and central Mass and southeast Massachusetts. More dry air works off, may start to see some more phase rain be developing further east and more monitor. Temps holding at 20 away from the south coast, but southwest winds blowing with about 50-20 to conduct. Land temperatures rise to lower mid-30s from Westfield, Falmouth, from the westerly, Falmouth, and Nantucket to Solon, just below freezing along the Minute and out Cape, so continue to see snow there. Also, noting strong pressure falling on order of gradient 4 to 6 millibars HR at 303C and that's across eastern Massachusetts and and pressure gradient. While continuing monitoring dry air trending across the region and its effect on the prototype, as well as temperature dew point trends under the southwest winds. Habit staying near the term forecast bring conditions that continue with slow but steady non-diurnal temperature trends here. Alright, let's take a look at forecast discussion around the region here. Tomorrow's highs will be mild, 39 and 42 degrees around the region here, so it's going to be one day mild, then winter on Thursday. As we are under a winter weather advisory effect from now until 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Wednesday, as a winter mix of weather expected this evening and early Wednesday, followed by snow on the south coast Wednesday night. Winter weather advisory remains in effect until 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Wednesday. Locations most of southern New England, away from the south coast and the Berkshires. Announced attack, snow, sleet, and freezing rain. Accumulation snow accumulation of 2 to 5 inches along with random trace of ice. Time of snow this evening, change of sleet and freezing rain from southwest to northeast during the night. Then change of rain early Wednesday morning and impacts activated roads will be snow covered and slippery impacted the latter part of the evening commute as sleet and freezing rain overnight. And early Wednesday will be an issue for the morning rush hour, especially across the interior of New England and the added ice on liquid water on significant winter. Just plays 1/2 mile and 1/2 mile at times. As the winter weather has been situated with snow and ice, is forecast developing effective accumulations are expected to be light, as any snow and ice will be resulting in slippery conditions on the treated roadways and sidewalks. When temperatures are below freezing, motorists need to be especially careful on bridges and overpasses where slippery spots can easily develop. How's the weather outlook? Weather weather battery is effective till 10 in the Eastern Standard Time Wednesday. Day 1 today. Winter weather battery day 2 for 7. Wednesday for Monday. Winter weather battery and there'll be moderate effect for accumulated snow Wednesday night and Thursday. The total will be closer to on. Like stuff goes like weather down in Massachusetts, just as more than level snow as possible. There, especially elsewhere, less snow is expected with it, possibly of only very light snow north of the best part. Okay, 7-day forecast goes like this. Overnight hours of the night while sleeping in overnight hours. Tonight, rain and sleep become it all. Rain after 3 a.m. Punch about lower at 24 degrees. South for about 7 to 9 miles because highs 20 miles by chance of prediction 1%. Total nighttime sleep accumulation 1 to 3 inches possible. For Wednesday, chance of rain mainly before 5 p.m. Skies sky about 42 degrees west with about 6 to 9 miles by chance of prediction 30%. What's that? Chance of rain, snow and sleep before midnight. And the chance of snow and sleep between midnight and 1 a.m. and it's not like after 1 a.m. and patch fog after 1 a.m. Otherwise, skies sky low at 24 degrees west with about 6 miles. 6 miles, but chance of rain just 6%. New snow sleep location around an inch possible for Thursday. Snow that can be before 11 a.m. Patch fog before 8 a.m. Otherwise, skies sky high about 20 degrees and northwest with about 7 miles per hour. Chance of space is 6%. No snow accumulation 1 to 3 inches possible for Thursday. Slight chance of snow before 10 p.m. Podcast got low about 6 miles. Northwest with about 7 miles, but chance of space to 20%. For Friday, Saturday podcast got about 26, low about 13 degrees. For Saturday, most of the Saturday podcast got about 36, low about 23 degrees. For Sunday, most of the Saturday podcast got about 39, low about 21 degrees. For Monday, most of the Saturday podcast got about 3, low about 22 degrees. For Tuesday, most of the Saturday got about 38 degrees. Here's what a phrase of the night of wet and messy Wednesday and tap. People say have a good night with a goodbye day. To be look for you tomorrow morning with a more important. Good night. See you tomorrow morning.